Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So recently I was scrolling on YouTube and through one of the videos I came to know about A24's underrated gem, A Ghost Story, written and directed by David Lowery, starring Cassey, Affleck and Rooney with Will Oldham in supporting role. I decided to make this video with the pure intent and purpose of sharing my love for A Ghost Story and why you should watch this film in case you haven't seen it. Films from A24 Productions are not everyone's cup of tea. I am not downviewing anyone, we all have different taste, interest, opinions and values, which is fine. Some of you may be interested in big blockbusters like the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine, and some people are interested in more indie films like A Ghost Story, The Green Knight, another very rich film filled with metaphors and symbolism, which is also directed by David Lowery. Then there is Good Time, The Witch, Hereditary and many more. A Ghost Story is a film about the love and bonding a couple shares in a relationship. Metaphorically, it is a story of heartbreak, loneliness and moving on. This film can be divided into 3 acts or chapters, where the first would be love and heartbreak, the second would be the loneliness the couple shares, and the third would be the realization. The film opens with this couple in the arms of each other, cuddling each other, having a conversation, where the woman is telling her man that she has changed so many homes in past, and every time she used to move from one house to another, she used to leave a small note there so that someday she might return there and read them. And when the man asks, "Have you ever gone back to read them?" she replies, "No." This symbolizes her past relationship. Shifting from one house to another means moving from one relationship to another. And whenever we move from one relationship to another, a part of us is always left behind. The time, the memories we shared together, and that's what the notes represent. No matter how much we focus on our present or future, in reality, we never truly forget our past. The couple argues. She wants to move, but he's not ready. The couple seems very realistic, relatable, and very understanding. And then the tragedy struck them. The man dies in an accident, and he becomes a ghost, unable to move from his past life to his new life towards heaven. However, ghosts are those souls who do not make this journey and move on to that which comes next. These souls stay behind for few general causes: a strong emotional attachment to a person, place or a thing, a fear of living again usually caused by having lived an extraordinary painful life, or a fear of the unknown nature of what comes next. Feeling stuck and lost in this never-ending loop of time, all he has now is time. For him, time has stopped. We see him walking from the hospital towards his home, walking through the vast empty fields, representing the loneliness he is feeling. To me, it felt like the emotion we feel during our heartbreak. It is the pain that we cannot share with anyone and no one would understand. Everyone goes through it in their own way. On the other hand, the woman is also suffering. She has lost the love of her life. She is grieving. She is lost. There is this very unsettling long single take of her while eating. She is going through soul-destroying anguish and depression in the home she once shared with her loved one, which is now empty. She is alone and she is eating non-stop while grieving. It is so relatable, as many of us tend to eat out our sadness. She keeps on eating until she pukes. This scene is so heartbreaking and painful to watch, and her husband's ghost is standing next to her, but she can't feel him. He's just standing there hopeless, making this scene even more tragic. We see her bewildered by the tragedy, crying her grief out, and as the days and months pass out, we see her finally moving on from her relationship and then from the house, and her husband ghost is still stuck there, representing the life cycle. No matter what happens or what you lose, life keeps moving on. You think you cannot live without this person, but time heals everything. Life stops for no one. Good times have one bad thing about it, that it passes. And just like the good times, bad times also have one good thing about it. It also passes. Nothing stays forever. We humans have our own way of dealing with loss, and we move on from tragedies at our own pace. Some people get over it quickly and some take more time. There is no right or wrong, it's just we are all different in our own ways. We all react to pain and suffering differently. Some come out from the tragedy even stronger, and some get beaten and broken by it. As time passes, we see days and decades pass, and the ghost is wandering around the house. It's like when two people have fallen apart. One moves on and the other just keeps hanging on to the thread with a false hope that the lover may return. Some people take an eternity to move on. We see tenants coming and going, and just like the house, the ghost is still wandering around, sad and depressed. 70% of the film is shot from the ghost's perspective. After his wife leaves, another family rents the house. A cute little Spanish family comes there to live, and the ghost scares them, not because he wanted to scare them, but because he was angry that his wife moved on and the house that was once his now belongs to someone else. Watching this scene from the ghost perspective was refreshing because we are used to seeing the ghost tantrums from the point of view of families living in the house. Then the concept of everything is going to end in this universe is introduced in the film. Nothing stays forever, nothing matters. People often tend to think that the legacies they create are going to stay forever. And it's a very naive way of living a life. No matter what, one day we are going to die, and those who love us will miss us. But then someday they will also die, our children's, their children's, everyone will die. And our names will be forgotten. The love we once shared will be forgotten. So what's the point of doing anything when everything is going to end? If humanity is doomed and waiting for post-apocalyptic world, why create art, why tell stories, why write books? But this will be a very naive way to approach life. We should create art, tell stories and write books so that the future generation will get the wisdom from us. And when in post-apocalyptic world, sapiens will be living under caves, these stories will give them hope and someone will start humming Beethoven's Symphony 9 and civilization will get back on its feet. Beethoven had no children and we still remember him because he created music that will be passed on to generations. We still act in Shakespeare's plays. Just because we are going to die someday doesn't mean we should stop living today. And the ghost throughout the film watches the decades pass. He even witnesses the future where his home gets demolished and a new building is built there. And that's the whole point of the movie. People may come and go, but the universe keeps on going. We should never dwell on our past. We should always look forward to our future and live in the present moment. Who knows what is gonna happen next? He is a ghost who did not go to heaven and stayed here on earth. Because of his strong emotional connection to his wife, so he's stuck in this endless loop of time. He is going to relive his memories again. He can break this loop by moving on to his next life, and that can only happen if he moves on from his relationship. And when he reads the note his wife left, she wouldn't be back. It really doesn't matter now, as so much time has already passed. But it gives him the closure he needed to escape his time loop, which is an ultimate tool for moving on in life. You cannot always run from your problem. You have to deal with it. A ghost story is an interesting study of human pain and suffering, shot with ghost point of view. Rooney Mara's career best performance, and of course, Cassey Affleck under a bedsheet is amazing, and all the credit goes to the director and his vision. Long still shots creating the atmosphere and calmness on the frame makes you even more emotional. It's one of those films that will make you cry and make you think about life and your loved ones. I highly recommend A Ghost Story. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this upload a like and share the video with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.